So, this is part three of the four live series I plan to do. The overarching theme, like I said, is from presence to power. And day one, we talked about from from tenant to architect, basically talking about, do we want to continue to occupy space, or do we want to own the space and impact the space? And of course, yesterday I talked about the myth of the gatekeeper. That basically talks about the fact that you don't really need much to go in and do what you got to do. You don't necessarily need to wait for anyone to pat you on the shoulder, because that may never happen. And then what would you have done really with your time? And so today, I want to talk about the architecture of conviction. The architecture of conviction. So we all know that, oh, we may not all know, but filmmakers know that every great, every film begins with a great script, right? It doesn't begin with the camera. It doesn't begin with actors. Neither does it begin with the budget. It begins with the script, because the script will determine the story, and the story will determine the outcome. And here's the truth most people tend to overlook: every successful campaign is not built on policies first. No, it is built on a narrative. People don't rally around bullet points, they rally around belief. What is your belief? What are you trying to do? So today, we're not talking about running for office, we're talking about building a movement. Building a movement. How do you take that quiet whisper? Maybe I should run. Maybe I can run. Maybe I can do it. How do you take that quiet whisper and turn it into a collective roar? We're ready and we're winning, right? You don't need a massive political machine. I mean, I ran a campaign. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but you don't need a massive campaign machine. You need structure. There's a lot of lesson learned, so many things we're going to do differently. Um, and every strong campaign stands on three legs based on my experience. The first one is the message, which is your line in the sand. What is the one problem in your world that everyone complains about, but no one has truly solved? Not 10 issues, not a list, one. The issue you're willing to stake your name, your voice, and your reputation on. Because clarity creates conviction, and conviction creates followership. And the second one is the mechanics, right? Yes, there's a nomination form, but let's be clear: the paper doesn't elect you, people do. Those 25 signatures, they are not just requirements, they are your first believers, your first proof that your message has life. So last year was 25, I think they say it's about 30 now. But that's your first proof that your message has life. And the last one is the momentum, because momentum is connection before currency. Now, everybody thinks campaign starts with money. They don't. They start with connection, the conversations, the handshakes, the community presence. Money amplifies a message, yes, but connections creates one. In my work, I talk a lot about positioning, because visibility is not accidental, it is engineered. In a campaign, visibility is your currency. If they don't know you, they can't trust you. If they don't trust you, they will not vote for you. But let's go deeper. Visibility is not just being seen, it is being recognized, right? Recognized as the voice that understands, the leader that listens, the solution they've been waiting for. So, no, you're not just campaigning, you are actually auditioning. You're auditioning for the role of community protector, for the role of advocate, and decision maker. Every conversation, Every post, every appearance is a signal. The question is, what are you signaling? So now let's make this real. I don't want you living this life inspired. I want you living this life with clarity. Take a moment and write your message, your stump speech in one sentence. I'm running because action for dash. Simple, clear, unapologetic. For example, I am running to restore safe, accessible housing for families in my community. That's a sentence. That is not just a statement, that is your foundation. So post it in comments or send it to me directly because we're not just testing ideas here, we're testing for a heartbeat. And if your message has a heartbeat, it has the power to become a movement. A campaign is not built on noise, it is built on clarity, and clarity is power. And I say it again, if your message has a heartbeat, it deserves a strategy. Join me in my 6-week civic leadership accelerator where we turn conviction into campaign. Email me at omoba@live.ca for more information. Omoba is OOMOOBA at live.ca. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again tomorrow.